land transportation business in the southwestern part of Nigeria started with average-sized wooden lorries, otherwise known as bole kaja, in the early 1960s. Those buses were popular with various catchy inscriptions in Yoruba language, preaching the need to be of good character in the society, such as Shebi Otimo, Iwalewa Omo Eniyan, Teni Begiloju, Igiaruwe, Owurolawa, No King as God, among others. Bole kaja used to be the only means of transportation to many destinations in those days. It became popular in the 1960s and was owned by the Yoruba people who decided to go into transportation business. Bole kaja, which literally means come down and let's fight in Yoruba, is an average-sized old axle lorry that had only one wooden door at the passenger cabin at the back for passengers to embark and disembark. The seating arrangement in the lorry, which was often overcrowded, and the single entrance and exit point often led to fisticuffs between passengers who would tell each other to come down and let's fight, which brought about the name Bole kaja. Bole kaja was usually made from Bedford lorry heads and locally made wooden passenger compartments. But despite that, it was a new thing that ever happened in the transportation sector, as it gradually brought an end to the act of trekking far distances. The government banned the use of bole kaja for commercial passenger transport services and are now used to carry foodstuffs in rural communities. Bedford buses are still used by those selling sands, gravels, and other building materials in Lagos and some parts in the southwest. One amazing fact about bole kaja, which usually gets to some villages at least once in a market day, is that it doesn't wait for anyone, and it means it will amount to another 5 extra market days waiting. Hence, the need for another means of transportation that brought about taxi businesses. Welcome to Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, a city where the most popular means of transportation is the taxi cab. Painted green with double thin black stripes that go across the car, the Abeokuta taxi is known for having one of the cheapest local rates in Nigeria, as a drop could go as low as 50 naira to any destination before the hike in price of petroleum products. The bright color of this cab makes it miles away, as it is unusual to find a private car painted in such color. From city to city in Nigeria, cabs in each state offer a broad spectrum of experiences to visitors, as every city has a unique story told through colors. Traveling in a local cab or the local commercial transport system will most of the time give one an insight into the culture of the new city. For instance, in Abeokuta, their dialect and their direct attire. For travelers, cab drivers are usually the first city ambassadors people mostly come in contact with, welcoming them in local dialect and often dispensing unsolicited advice. But one unique thing about taxi business in Abeokuta is that most of the drivers are elderly.
Most of the elderly that are driving, they are highly experienced people, and those who are well contented with the little one they are doing. That is why you see that we have orderliness within the city.
Mr. Waid Shobukola, a 73-year-old cab driver who has been in the business for the past 30 years, joined other drivers to speak on why elderly people are found in the taxi business.
Any young person that wants to join the taxi business must be patient in dealing with customers and be respectful.
àbí bí wá pé kó máa kanra lóru.
tẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe ọ̀dọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ níwà rere ó níwà ọmọlúàbí.
Young people intending to engage in taxi business must be of good character.
ọ̀dọ́ bá dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ fi wá àwọn mọ́tò yìí á ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ sùúrù torí pé oríṣiríṣi èèyàn ló wà.
àwọn àgbàlagbà náà wà níbẹ̀ tó pọ̀ tó wà lóòótọ́ but ọmọdé náà wà ní ibẹ̀.
We have both young and old persons in the taxi business now.
Àwọn àgbàgbà mi tẹ bá rí wọn ẹ̀rí wọn pé wọ́n ti sọ di iṣẹ́ tọ́dọ̀ mú bí jẹ́ lókùnkúndùn pé iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ mi ni ọ́fíìsì mi lélẹ̀ so ẹ̀rí wọn ní rí ìwọ̀sí.
Engineer Wale Yusuf, a consultant and chief operating officer of the Ogun State Parking Management Authority, said the taxi driving business should be for mature-minded people.
Any profession that you don't learn the rudiment and graduate properly, you will definitely fail. But young ones of today, they don't have that patience. They didn't learn the rudiment. So if you can say a graduate will tell you, yes, I'm a taxi driver, I want to start driving taxi because I don't have another job to do. They are not as successful as those babas. They know those they've been doing. In fact, some of them, they are not even the owners. If you find out, they are not even the owners of those taxis. You see this one go and collect the vehicle. They enjoy it. They've lived their life all through it. And they know the rudiments. They know if I use this vehicle for this amount I'm able to make. They know how to calculate. They know the nooks and crannies. They know the corners.
While encouraging them to always abide by the rules and regulations guiding driving, he advised the young ones now venturing into transport business not to be parking in unapproved areas.
Out of human face, we called them and he said, look, we'll talk. What you say again? Just don't charge them. So that thing went down a bit. Again, it's analyzing again. You know, we make observations. We have our data. What our now did there was that, look, if you sell a taxi man, keep the taxi. Don't let him collect that till the following day. It will pain him more to leave the taxi. And that is why you see them, they park on foot. They pass, you see them, you can have triple parking. They don't care. But now, every taxi driver is aware that the parking managers are on the road. Our Lashabulu, that is the way they call us. They're so sensitive about where to park and where not to park. Unless maybe the time that we have closed, when they know that the parking managers are not on the road. But when they know that we're on the road, you will not see taxi driver misbehave.
Isaac Adeniji of the cab drivers told Saturday Special that the business is a lucrative one, saying they usually carry minimum of 4 persons for a trip and earn decently daily. But the recent hike in price of petroleum products is really affecting the business. Although Uber and other e-taxi systems might have conquered major cities in Lagos and Abeokuta, they have not conquered Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The mini 1990s Japanese Nissan Micra car is the king of the taxi space here, and in a city like Abeokuta, this makes a lot of sense as the car is easy to maintain and fuel efficient. That is about taxi business in Abeokuta, an age-long business known with elder people that refuse to go into extinction.